Welcome back to Out Loud on Fox Soul. I'm talking to four women who are sharing their stories of abuse and educating other women who may not have the courage to speak out. Now, before we went to break, well, actually during the break, I told the ladies I'd like to get to some warning signs or red flags that women should look out for. If we could just, give some that off the top of your head, like what kind of red flags should people take note of?
Extreme jealousy.
Okay,
Yeah,
Dallas.
yeah.
Control.
Isolation. They
Isolation.
want to keep you
Yes.
separate from your people, meaning your friends and your family.
That's
They
Control
choose
that
it's on and popping.
controlling behavior.
Yes.
Azriel, you were away from all your people.
Yes, I was. I actually said control in any form or fashion, whether it's your wardrobe, whether it's whom you talk to, whether it's where you can go, regardless of any type of control.
And I would suggest that it's also stripping you of your independence. I can't tell you how many survivors I talk to, and they say, he took my phone, he took my keys, he took this, he took that. I have control over my money. Friends are not allowed to come over. So possessiveness, owning you and everything that belongs to you. One of the other ones that we don't talk enough about is really kind of destroying your own personal stuff. So you may have something that's close to you or that you care about, and it may be an object or an animal. And we're seeing a huge increase on animal abuse that's related to violence. So we'll hurt the animal so that I can get to her. So there's a myriad of them, and we can certainly make the website available so you can see the
I had a guy that punched my cat one time, and thought it was funny to do that because I love my cat, and I was like, "What the hell was that?"
Yeah.
But
I would have
one that's
on him.
one we didn't mention is the past history of battering. Normally we don't pay attention to that, but if it's battering and severe battering in someone else's family, we should really look at that. Also, the mood swings of a person.
Mood swings.
Mood swings, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, and verbal abuse. But those mood swings we really should pay attention to because they become aggressive and verbal, and it goes along with the verbal. So three things that I always look at is the past history of a person battered. If someone told you that his parent, he's in a family where someone killed someone else, or he saw it, or things like that, we really need to we shouldn't feel bad for that person. Yes, we can, but we should not. We should think about that before we get in a relationship with a person if they had not been through counseling or tried to help themselves.
Okay, and I also want all great red flags to look out for, ladies. Thank you for that. And Ruth, before we were also talking about PTSD, and Colette, you mentioned something as well about, people talk about war vets and all kinds of other forms of PTSD, but they don't really acknowledge when a woman, when it comes to abuse, but it is real. You may not want to be touched.
It's completely real. It's real. I can tell you, just watching a movie, if I see a woman get hurt, raped, or something, I go into full, and I get shaky. And I remember talking to my dad about it one day, saying some of the strange things that I was doing. And my dad said, "Do you know what PTSD is?" And I was like, "Yeah, but that's for you. You were in Vietnam." And he says, "No, you have it too." So right. PTSD is real.
That's right. And it really does. I appreciate what Jacqueline said about how it never leaves us, because there is the PTSD, but for all of us, it also becomes the fabric of who we are now. And I love what Colette said, is that you just take that, the PTSD and all. Some nights I can't sleep. I've shared with Colette before that some days I'm not 100%. I have a lot of responsibilities in my job, and there are days that I just want to say enough. I need to rest to take care of myself today. But I think it's important for people to understand that we've been victimized and we've been hurt by somebody, and we deal with how we can get better, so that we can be strong and address this issue. Whether it's therapy or whether it's writing or whatever it might be, we figure it out. So
good.
Working out helps me so much. So like for me, when I work out and I have my weights going, or I'm doing high knees, mentally, I feel.
I am not working out.
You know what I want to cover real quick before we go to break is how a lot of times people will try to blame the victim. Azriel, I know you got that a lot. And, there's people in the comments that are supporters of your abuser, which I need y'all to calm down and let y'all know. I was in Hollywood for 20 some years. There are a lot of your faves raping women, abusing women, and men. A lot of it out there, and they put on a great front when they get in front of those cameras, okay? That's how they make their money. And they go home and they do these things. And it is true. And so just because someone can sing or box or dance or rap or act does not mean that they cannot rape and abuse women, because they do. And a lot of times they have the biggest, worst cases, the biggest case of narcissism you've ever seen. And the fans like y'all, that make excuses for them, y'all multiply it. Y'all give them power. So knock it off.
I had a celebrity that I was dating for many years, and I'm not going to mention his name. We all know all of his songs, and he started drugging me. So what was a relationship in the beginning turned into, I would wake up the next day in the hotel room, and I wouldn't know what happened when I got off the elevator. From the time we got off the elevator to the next morning, I had no idea what was going on. And every time we got together, he'd do that. He would drug me.
Was he in an R&B group?
He single singer. He wasn't a group. He actually was in the beginning, and then he went solo. And we know all of his music, and he's the man to the world. But what he's doing to me was doing to me.
I 100% believe you. Ezra, I didn't get to. Did you want to comment on that with people?
No, I mean, I definitely agree. It is their following that gives them this this feeling that they are untouchable and that they are invincible, correct? Those are the people that fuel this. And there are genuine women whom are hurting, whom don't know how to heal, whom don't have anyone to turn to. And these people are really fans. At least what they are doing is they're adding gasoline to a fire, and they don't realize. And for me personally, it's really hard because, I mean, of course I get a lot of backlash from, the Black community, but for me personally, it is a lot of influencers. It is a lot of celebrities. It is a lot of your favorite rappers, female rappers, male rappers, whom are still sampling people's music, who are still acknowledging the person as an artist, and not the person as whom they are. And that alone is hard enough for a victim, because you have to be able to differentiate an artist from a person. That artist is still a person, and they still have laws that they need to abide by, just like any other human being. And so it's very hard when you have people who still, sample people's music or play this person's music or just mention them in a room full of opportunities.
It seems like we're quick to cancel people for everything but hurting a Black woman. It's like we need so much proof to when it comes to a Black woman. Oh, but did we see it? How do you know? She could be lying as a Y'all need so much goddamn proof when it's a Black woman. Y'all need so much proof. Y'all make us prove it again. You'll see it on video.
I can relate to everything that Azriel just said. When I think about when you said your wound is never going to really heal when you have to see people keep sampling this music, listening to it. I'm going through the same thing with my family. So the very man that raped me, my whole family still has barbecues with him, eat collard greens with him. And I think I'm healing. I'm not, because I see a picture of my cousins with my rapist. So it's a wound that completely gets ripped open over and over again.
That is unbelievably painful and horrific to imagine that family would co-sign a rapist of a family member. We are going to take a quick break. Ooh, I'm mad, y'all. I want to go hunt down these R&B singers, these damn rapists, like all of them. Like it's just
we gonna start a movement here.
All right, we're gonna form a super group. Go get them. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be back with more Out Loud when we return. Welcome to Out Loud on Fox Soul. These sidebar conversations we're having during the break, like this really needed to be 2 hours. There's just so much to cover and so much hurt, and I don't want to like rush through anybody's stories, but I want to get into some statistics. We only have a few minutes left, like 4 minutes, but I want to go through them real quick, these stats for people out there. According to the Institute of Women's Policy Research, more than 40% of Black women in the United States will experience domestic violence in their lifetime. 40%. Also, 1 in 4 Black girls will be sexually abused before the age of 18. And for every Black woman who reports rape, at least 15 Black women choose to keep it a secret. Are you surprised?
No.
Not at all.
We have a society that if you've been harmed, you're not allowed to talk about it, particularly if it's personal against a woman. There is such a thing as violence against women because we're second-class citizens. And if you're in a culture that you are certainly not allowed to talk about it, no surprise to me at all. None.
Right.
Yeah, me neither. I'm in the process of writing my life story, and I had a guy helping me with my book, and I wrote about my rape in the book, and the man had the nerve to tell me, Colette, you shouldn't use the word rape. People don't want to hear that. And I was like, I said, first of all, this is my book.
Wow.
Can you believe that? I mean, yeah.
Well, I saw something with Rick Santorum the other day, the former senator, who basically said if a woman gets pregnant by rape, it's considered a blessing that it didn't come in the package the way that you wanted it. And I also want to include men, because men are, of course, victims as well. And I do not want the misconception that this is a male bashing thing. It's not. It's a male rapist, a male abuser bashing show, but it's not just a male bashing show. For the men who have tuned in tonight, there are many male victims as well. It's been reported that 51% of male victims of completed or attempted rape have experienced it before they were 18 years old. And I know a lot of them do not come forward. And also sexual assault is most often committed by people who are close to their victims.
That's right.
So, I mean, there's just a lot to unpack here. Again, I think we need another hour to do this. I would love to invite you ladies back at another time to talk more. There's just a lot that goes into this, and we got to scratch the surface of it, with it being more than just a one-time thing or more than a surface thing. And I encourage people to think deeper about what this woman is saying to you and how hard it is for her to come forward and to know that it didn't just start with today I just decided to just snitch on a guy and try to bring a Black man down, that they were levels. They were grooming these women for these things. There was a lot leading up to that. They started with the mental and then get on the physical. So I'd like to thank all of our guests tonight. I want to thank you all for joining us tonight, and please follow their stories and follow them on social media. Again, Azriel Clary, Colette V. Smith, Ruth Glenn, and Jacqueline Limehouse, thank you so much for sharing your stories. Thank you for watching us on the Fox Soul mobile app. Stay tuned for the mix that's coming up next, and I'll see you next time in Queens. Please be safe out there, and thank you for sharing your stories.